He's Nell, and I'm AJ, and today we're going to watch the police pull over the wrong guy.
Connecticut State Police say a 19-year-old blew past a trooper at 132 miles per hour, led a pursuit, and got arrested on 9 charges. Weeks later, every charge was dropped because the car in the dash cam video wasn't even his car. Wrong wheels, wrong roof, wrong model of Mercedes. And now the kid they publicly named as a reckless driver is suing the trooper who arrested him. Hey, I'm America's attorney.
Yeah,
I've been a lawyer for 25 years. I've helped over 12 million.
It ain't even the right model. Wrong roof.
Wrong roof. No investigation.
They investigated the wrong car. They did an investigation. They just didn't do a good job.
And today, I'm breaking down the arrest, the evidence that unraveled the prosecution, and why this lawsuit could become an even bigger story than the original chase.
Break it
Really
down
quick,
for us.
Before the breakdown, I just want to take a moment to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed to the channel in the last few weeks.
Take
I'm
a moment to
very serious about
subscribe.
advancing the cause of all of our civil rights.
If you like
When
this type of
subscribe,
info.
it trains the algorithm to show the channel to an ever-widening audience. So please, if you do nothing else today, accept my thanks. And if today's a good day for you to subscribe
Like, take
to
a
the channel,
shower
you haven't done
if
it
you're not
before,
going to
well,
do too much today.
It's still free. It's
Brush
still
your
easy.
teeth.
And you can do it in your underwear. You don't
Yeah,
even have to
proper
go
hygiene
outside.
is,
June 4th, 2025.
And
a
drink
trooper
some
running
water.
Radar on I-91 in Cromwell, Connecticut clocks a white Mercedes E300 at 132. When I first read this, I thought it had to be kilometers per hour, which is, I'm pretty sure is still speeding. But it turns out, no,
They was
it's miles
moving.
per
They
hour.
had to get there.
Police lights go on. The Mercedes doesn't stop. It takes off,
Ugh,
weaves through traffic, and the trooper
He would've,
eventually
"Excuse
calls
me?"
off the pursuit because it's too dangerous to continue. So state police do what state police do. They run the plate. Comes back to a family, and that family says a 19-year-old named Azmir Djurkovic had the car that morning.
I
Djurkovic.
called. Obviously, I'm here because I got a plate.
That's
of
bro?
The vehicle that took off from me on a
Oh,
traffic
no,
stop,
that's
okay?
that's the mom.
Yeah, I think that's the mom.
I could look at the call, but it was maybe like a couple hours ago now.
According to the original state police press release, troopers then spoke with Djurkovic by phone, and he allegedly admitted that he had been driving and gave them a reason that's basically tailor-made for a headline. He was late for a job interview. He agreed to meet the troopers at Troop H in Hartford, where he was arrested on the spot and charged with a very long list of offenses, including reckless driving, engaging police in a pursuit, reckless endangerment, interfering with an
Yeah,
officer.
they hit him with everything. They was probably in the back. You know, they was looking up stuff.
Right.
What can we put in here? That's what that looked like right there. Like
Passing on the right, improper turn. Good.
passing at an unsafe distance, endangering police in pursuit. Yeah,
Oh, and I guess the D is silent
where?
in his name, Djurkovic.
Weird.
The D
and
is
numerous
silent.
traffic violations. By that afternoon, it's a wire story. Teen speeds to a job interview at 132 miles an hour is kind of like a headline that writes itself. And,
Right.
and in fact, it did. Local news, then People magazine, my favorite, then anyone with an aggregator. Millions of people now know Azmir Djurkovic's name and his face as the
Did he say his
reckless
name was
driver from
Azmir
Cromwell.
Djurkovic,
There
too?
was just
Oh,
There was
goodness.
just one problem. Djurkovic never stopped saying they had the wrong guy. The second troopers put Djurkovic in handcuffs,
Everybody's always innocent. That's what they thinking.
That's what they said.
All of them are innocent.
the body cam catches him pushing back hard. He tells them he wasn't speeding to a job interview and says he had cruise control on during his drive later that morning. When officers tell him that the alleged pursuit
Hey, I will
happened
tell you
around-
this. Cruise control is clutch. I use cruise control all the time.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Like on the side streets, on the 35, bow, hit it. Start that bad boy baby up. I get pulled over. You know how fast you was going? Want to take you on a ride.
Yeah, right.
I'm not going to do what they did in that other video. Skirt.
55, he responds that he
Out
had
of there.
8:55. I was at. I woke up at 9.
So, I mean, I guess he did miss the job interview. At one point, he just tells them flatly,
You guys have the wrong car.
the trooper isn't having it. His response on camera,
If I didn't have probable cause to put you in handcuffs and arrest you, I wouldn't be in this situation right now. okay?
He would not be in that situation.
Because they never arrested someone who didn't do something.
They don't. They get it right every time.
Every single time.
Every go.
And if they got it wrong, we're going to make it right.
that one down,
Put
you're
something on
kinda
you.
gonna want to
You're right.
remember it later. Djurkovic keeps pushing, and then the trooper doubles down again.
Buddy, listen, I'm not going to argue with you. I know for a fact that you're on the highway at that time. Because we have LPRs along the whole highway.
For a fact.
That's
For
what
a
I was
fact.
about to
Okay,
say.
hold on to that one. At first, the prosecution appeared to have everything it needed. A trooper had visually identified the vehicle, recorded dash camera footage of the incident, traced the license plate to Djurkovic's family, and then obtained what police described as an admission from the driver. But, and this is a big but once the defense finally received the dash camera
He said he about to show you a BBL. So everybody,
That's how big the butt is.
everybody pay attention.
through discovery, they decided to slow everything down and examine it frame by frame. The attorneys compared the Mercedes in the dashcam video with Djurkovic's actual vehicle, and according to the defense, the wheels didn't match. You got silver on the chase car, black on Azmir's. The roof color was different. The door handles were different. The exhaust trim
Let me
was
guess.
different.
They're going to
and
say
the
he
two
changed
cars,
it
they
all
say,
out.
Yeah, I was gonna
weren't
say
even-
you could easily explain this.
Easily.
Have y'all never? Because like people always want to just. You never seen a movie where they go under the bridge and pull off the paint?
Yep.
Put new wheel.
Zoop, zoop.
He had homeless people under a bridge ready to swap it out. He paid them like $5,000 a piece.
Took about 20 seconds. Something like that.
You getting caught at 20? It was 15.
Oh,
Same model year. That's not a case of like, oh, the video's a little grainy. Now, in defense of the police, I think that when a car is moving that fast, it's like a blur. Maybe you can't see anything. No, that's not going to work. The defense.
I mean, I agree. But when you in there talking about, I know for a fact, that's not, there was a blur. A fact is not a blur. A fact is, there was no blur. I saw it. This is what happened.
he got the factoids, bro.
Altoids.
Produced video, they say, puts Djurkovic at his apartment around the time troopers claim he was doing 132 down I-91. And they contend
So
that
if
when
you
he
do the
tried to
speed
hand the
limit-
evidence over at the barracks, the officers didn't want to look at it. The result? Every charge dismissed. Connecticut State Police took the high road, publicly acknowledging errors may have been made. Yeah, may have.
That was noble of them.
They apologized and they opened an internal affairs investigation.
Probably gave him
started
a
as one of the state's
promotion.
biggest reckless driving stories suddenly became a case about police arresting and publicly accusing the wrong man just altogether. The criminal case may be over, but the civil case is just now getting started. That's why we're here, because on May 13, 2026, nearly a year after his arrest, Djurkovic filed a lawsuit against Connecticut State Trooper Nicholas Terry. The criminal case only ever asked one question: could the state prove the charges beyond a reasonable doubt? But the lawsuit asks a completely different one: should any of this have happened in the first place?
Right.
The complaint alleges Terry failed to conduct a reasonable investigation before making the arrest, that Djurkovic repeatedly said they had the wrong person, offered evidence of his whereabouts, and that Terry allegedly never bothered to compare the actual Mercedes to the one on the dash cam footage. Terry hasn't answered the lawsuit yet, so these are just allegations. They're not like findings. But the claims themselves go well past false arrest. You got violations of the Connecticut Constitution, which
Yeah, they
if
had
you
to
don't
go
know,
find
is
him
just like
before they arrested him. And they didn't notice that. Let's check out this video one more time.
Not because Buddy came and turned himself in. They asked him to come and talk. He came and talked, turned himself in. So they're like, why we need to investigate no more?
Investigation done. Got him.
Guilty.
U.S. Constitution, but tiny and just a little left of Rhode Island, and false imprisonment, defamation, false light, negligent infliction, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. That last group of claims is doing the real work here.
Did
'Cause
they
this
say how
isn't
long they
just a,
held him?
like, the charges got dropped, I want
I didn't
damages
see
for the
that.
arrest. It's, you told the entire country that I was the reckless driver who sped to a job interview, and you never checked to see if you had the right car. The press release is arguably as much a defendant, at least in spirit, as the trooper is. And that story was picked up across Connecticut, which again is small, so it's really not that big of a deal. But then eventually, it was picked up by
Nah, it is a big deal if you live in Connecticut.
Right.
Like, now everybody think I'm speeding to jobs.
You ain't going to get a driver job. That's
No,
for
you're
sure.
definitely not getting a driving job now.
national outlets. And the lawsuit alleges that those public statements damaged his reputation long after the charges were dismissed.
That's
the
what we
more
just said.
interesting legal question is what happens after a suspect insists you have the wrong person. The law generally doesn't require police
People
to
won't even
conduct
let
a
him borrow their
perfect
car no
investigation
more.
before
None of
making
that.
an arrest, but it also doesn't
nah,
allow
we
officers
know how
to
you
ignore
drive.
plainly available evidence that
quick
could undermine
speed.
probable cause. And if the allegations are accurate that Terry had the actual car outside the barracks had exculpatory video offered to him and made no effort to compare either one before booking a 19-year-old on 9 charges, that's not a probable cause fight anymore. That's a qualified immunity fight. And it's a much harder one for the state to win.
He spent more time probably looking up the charges he could put on him, you know what I'm saying, than actually investigating it.
You already know. He was over there for 10, 15 minutes like, well, this one doesn't say that quite, but it'll fit. We'll have the prosecutor figure it out later.
Right.
The lawsuit is pending in Middlesex Superior Court, where the parties are headed toward discovery and an ADR conference, which, if you're not a legal nerd, you don't know that means alternative dispute resolution. That's happening later this summer. As the case moves forward, there are several things worth watching. Will Trooper Terry argue that he had probable cause based on the information available at the time? Will the defense contend that any mistakes were reasonable under the circumstances? And perhaps most importantly, what additional evidence will come out during discovery that wasn't available during the criminal prosecution? Those questions could ultimately determine whether this was an understandable investigative mistake or something much more serious. But let's talk about that press release for a second. Look, officers not only have the right to arrest people when they have probable cause, they have the obligation. I don't think we can necessarily know for sure right now, whether there was probable cause. However, there's not an obligation by the cops to have press conferences where they're basically like mocking a 19-year-old and for them to drag him out into public and say all these things about him. And then it turns out it wasn't true. I mean, that's a great basis for a winning lawsuit. At least that's my take on it.
And they had a press release on it.
But what are your thoughts on Azmir's lawsuit? Do you?
Yeah, it's not even like it went unnamed. Like you put all of my man's name out there with all of this stuff. He did all of this stuff.
All my business out there.
And none of it happened. That's a lot that had to go through. If you enjoy this type of content, check out America's Attorney. He does a pretty good job of breaking things down, giving different perspectives. Like and subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment. And send this video to your cousin.
And send it to my cousin, too.